little.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my updated foundation routine. My routine changes every year and I think that this year has been the most change in it. I have so many different things that I do now. Before we get started, make sure you are following me on Instagram at christijae, and also make sure you're subscribed to my channel. And also before you go, make sure to leave a like and a comment. So jumping right in, I already have my eyes halfway completed. I just have to do like the bottoms, but this video is all about the face. So the first thing I would do now is to prime my face, and my favorite primer is the Too Faced Primed and Peachy primer. It's for oily skin because it's a matte primer and it feels so good when you put it on. Like, I'm almost all out. I think I'm gonna have to cut the tube so I can get the product out. That's how much I love this, and when I use it most of the time, like, I will put a lot on because it just feels so good. I probably don't need as much as I put on, but I like to pile this primer on. So yeah, just like I thought, I'm gonna have to cut it open. I gotta go to Sephora. I have so many products I need to get because I am like all out of everything. So I'm just gonna, ooh, that's a lot. So I'm gonna just put this on. And of course, like most Too Faced products, it smells really nice. It smells like peaches. And I mean, I just absolutely love this product. Like, #1 holy grail product. This is it. Foundation is really important because it gives you a smooth base. I wish I was one of those people who could skip this part and just go to highline contouring, but my skin is not perfect, but we're gonna fake it till we make it. The foundation I'm gonna be using is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, and I am the shade Amber Honey. And if you guys are looking for a more affordable alternative, then I suggest the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and I'm in the shade 355. And that, now that my skin is a little bit better than it was before, I try to be light with the foundation because I am gonna go in with a lot more products. So I usually put the foundation in my chin area, like my lower half of my face, because my forehead is pretty clear and my under eye is pretty clear, and I am gonna put concealer on my under eye. So I try to be very light with the foundation. And I always start by doing this with a small concealer brush, and then going in like this around my eyebrows because I do not want to mess my eyebrows up. And I've never been able to do my eyebrows after foundation because I feel like when you do it after foundation, like, it can be like really, I don't know the word, but it just doesn't go on as well if you're going on bare skin with the eyebrow pencil. So I like to do my eyebrows before and then go in with foundation. I know a lot of people do it the other way around, foundation first and then they go in with eyebrows, but it's never really worked for me. So this is how I do it, and I just make sure I'm super careful around here so I don't mess them up too much. How I blend out my foundation depends on the day. Sometimes I use my Real Techniques buffing brush, which looks like this, and sometimes I go in with my Real Techniques beauty blender. So it just depends. They both work very well. Today I'm going to go in with my brush. It's always best to start off light, and then you can always go in and add more foundation. It can get really gross if you put on too much foundation from the get-go and then it's all over the place. So you can start off light and then always add more if need be. And ladies, don't forget to go down on your chin and on your neck with the foundation, just a little, just to make sure it's a seamless blend. So now it's time for the fun part. Like, I love highlighting, contouring. So Lately, I have been loving my drugstore concealers. I love a good high-end concealer. Like this NARS concealer is my favorite, but I have been really into my drugstores. So the first one I'm going to use is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn, and then I've been liking a lighter highlight lately, so I go in with my Maybelline New York concealer in the shade 40, just to bring a little bit of pop. It really doesn't matter, but I like to do little triangles like this, sort of a rectangle, but okay. And then on the inside, I'll put the Maybelline one. And I like to go on my nose too a little bit. Just like that. And I take my Maybelline one and I put it on the bridge of my nose. And we're gonna blend. So now I'm taking my MAC Fix Plus matte spray. I think this is new. They recently got the matte one, which I'm so grateful for, because the other one was for like if you wanted a radiant look, and my skin is already oily, so I don't need anything else making it more oily. So I love the MAC Fix Plus matte spray. So I'm gonna spray that on my beauty blender, and then I'm just going to blend out the highlight. And once you start highlighting, like, you're already starting to look extra cute, and yeah, like once you add highlight, girl, you're good. So now I'm going to contour, and now I use the foundation to contour. There's a time where you couldn't have paid me to use like a cream foundation to contour, because I just thought, oh, it's so muddy, like it's hard to blend. I was like, let me give this another chance. And when I gave it another chance, I was so happy, because I just love the way it makes me look, and it works really well. Like, you just have to know how to blend it, and make sure you blend it out very well so it doesn't, you know, look muddy. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation in the shade Ebony to contour. And I don't like a super harsh, like heavy contour. I just want to look a little snatched, you know? So I just go in like with literally like one line and blend it out. And like a few lines on my forehead, but I have this frontal on, so I don't really need it. Say I was like wearing a bun with my natural hair, I would need to do some heavy contouring on my forehead, but I have this frontal on, so it's really doing the Lord's work with pulling that forehead down. So we're gonna go in and blend it out. Then I'm gonna show you guys how I contour my nose, because contouring your nose can be a little bit tricky. So that's the whole thing. I use a brush like this. This is a Juicy Couture brush. I got it from TJ Maxx. I don't really know what type of brush it is, but it's like, you know, sort of skinny, but it's thick at the same time. It has a nice angle to it, perfect for contouring. I go just like this. And when you apply very lightly, it blends out so well. Like, it does all the work for you. You don't have to apply a lot to make it do what it needs to do. But I tend to do it a little bit higher than what I did today. I wasn't really focusing when I put it on. We're gonna add a little more, because I like to accentuate my natural features. So when I smile, I want it to like hit right up under the cheek. So I usually put it up a little higher. And whether you have a frontal on or you have your natural hair out, you're gonna want to make sure that you are, you know, pushing the contour like towards your hairline, so it doesn't like, so everything blends. So now I'm going to contour my nose, and I finally found the perfect way to do it without it looking weird. I go in with the foundation stick, and I just pull it up a little bit, and I take this brush from Real Techniques. It is a base shadow brush, and it's like perfect for this. And I just take a little bit of the foundation, and then I like put it on the back of my hand just to, you know, make sure it's not super harsh. And then I go in like this on my nose with whatever is left on the brush, and it gives you like such a natural looking contour without it being like, ooh girl, your nose is contoured. So I really like this. And make sure to go in a little bit above your eye, a little bit like that. Make sure it's really blended well. So now we have to set everything that we just did, and I like to use 3 different powders for that. You do not have to go that hard with the powders, but I love the powders. They just make everything look so smooth and everything. Like, I love powders. And the first one I like to use is the Too Faced Born This Way setting powder, and this is the shade Translucent Medium. And if you are my skin tone or darker, this is perfect for setting your under eye, and possibly if you would like to, you can set your entire face with this. Oh, this powder is everything. It's like butter. Like, ooh, I love this powder. I don't know what I've been doing with my life before I found this powder. I don't know, like, I mean, the Sacha, like I always say, like I've said this before, the Sacha Buttercup powder is great if you want like a really bright highlight under your eye. But if you want a bright but natural looking highlight under your eye, then this powder is everything. And it opens up like this, so I tap like literally like that much into the top. And I'm taking this brush, let me find it. This brush is a Real Techniques brush, and it is a setting brush. So I'm gonna take this and literally tap underneath my eye like this, and I'm literally gonna melt it into my under eye. So that's the under eye set. I did go in and just like do a little like this for the nose highlight that I did. I don't really worry about that much. Now we're gonna go in and lightly set my contour. I use my Anastasia powder bronzer for this in the shade Mahogany, and I don't like to go too hard because this does have a lot of color payoff, and I already contour. Like, I don't need a lot more, so I'm just gonna go like tap and then just like literally just so it can have some powder on it so it doesn't like move around and stuff. So now I'm taking my translucent powder from Mercier, and this is just the white regular translucent powder, and I'm going to cut this contour. That's what I like to call it. I don't really know what it's called, but I just call it cutting it, and this just really makes it pop. This is what's gonna make your face just look snatched all the way up. If you skip this, like, you're really missing out. You gotta start doing this to really make your makeup pop. This is the most important part. And I sometimes forget this part, and I'll be looking like, something's not adding up. Like, my makeup is not popping today. And I'll be like, oh, like I forgot to cut my contour. So I really go heavy with this, but I don't leave it on for too long so it doesn't, you know, leave too much cast. And I sort of like the casty look that it leaves when you brush it off, but I don't want it looking like too crazy. So, you know, do that. And I'm going to like immediately brush it off. And this can seem like a lot, so you can feel free to, you know, skip some steps if you want to. Like, you don't have to follow how I do things exactly, because everybody's different, and this is just how I do it. So now I'm taking this MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark Deepest, and I'm literally going to set my entire face. I'm just gonna brush off this highlight that I did down here with this big fluffy brush, just like this. I'm gonna take some and just brush all that away and set my entire face, and this is just gonna bring everything together. And like I said, I'm an oily girl, so all these powder steps is pretty much necessary for me to stay pretty matte throughout the day, and so I don't get super oily. and I love a matte look. Like, I love just being super matte. I know some people prefer the radiant look, but not me. I want it to be super matte and super snatched. So I finished up eyes off camera, and now I'm gonna finish my face up. I've been using this same blush for forever. I don't like to switch up. I'm not a huge blush person, but it does add a little something something to your makeup. I just add a little bit lightly, nothing too much. Just enough to say I did it. And now we're gonna go in and highlight. I use this Wet n Wild brush. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it works perfectly for this. I see a lot of people using like big fluffy brushes to do highlighter, but I like to use a smaller, more detailed brush for this because of the way I like my highlighter. So I sort of like it like a little line, and I put it like on my highest part of my cheekbone. So when I smile, like the center of that cheekbone part is where I start, and I just take it up. Put a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Of course, the nose, like the very tip. And then the center. And of course, the brow bone. Now I'm gonna finish off with my lips, and of course I'm using Chestnut lip liner by MAC. I think I want to do a matte lip today. I don't know, I can't do matte. I really want to do a gloss. Like, I can't help it. I love a glossy lip. Even though the matte looks cute, I gotta go in with gloss. So that is it for my foundation routine. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like and a comment, and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram at christijae, and I'll see you guys in my next video.